When you see that evolution, what is your reaction to that, Thad?
Well, my reaction, first of all, is I've met with ESPN, I've met with the university, I've met with potential investors. I want to get a sequel off the ground because I think you can tell the story of modern college athletics, college football very specifically, and basketball through the story of SMU's 40 years in the desert of major college football. And when you're saying that like they tried and weren't successful, that's almost there's a misnomer in it until recently. Because there was a long time where the school hamstrung themselves. You know, they
Yeah.
it was easier for a football player to get into Stanford than to
Yep.
SMU. It was easier
That's right.
for a regular student to get into SMU than a football player. And they weren't offering scholarships to the football players until after they were accepted to university, which is, oh, by the way, after National Signing Date. So, you know, you're asking these kids to like, well, just hold on, you know, don't solidify your future yet. And when the death penalty happened, you know, when you're 8 years old, everything is uniquely yours, right? And so
Yeah.
they took away something from me, and they told me we were cheaters, and that hurt, and to say the least. And then more than that, when you're eight, a year is like the equivalent of a decade or even more in adulthood, emotional feelings, the way time moves. So to not have something that was, you know, that I looked forward to not have it for 2 years, and then to come back from it, and it to be this shadow of itself, you know, it was a real pain. And you know, when I was a student at SMU, I actually had these feelings of like wishing I had gone somewhere else because the apathy towards the football team was really bothersome, and just how much I could see students wearing T-shirts for other universities that had, you know, better football
Yeah.
teams. I couldn't stand it. I didn't, you know, like there was this. I need to finally find this commercial at some point, but it was like an American Express commercial in the 80s, or it was some credit card company, and I believe it was about the Packers, and it was interviewing a Packers fan. But I always kept it about the Mustangs, and the line was, and I'll make it about the Mustangs, is like the Mustangs are like your kids. You don't love them because they're good. You love them because they're yours. And as much as I had that issue of like watching a Michigan game and seeing, you know, the fans going nuts there, I had a feeling when deciding where to go to college, and it wasn't a hard decision to go to SMU because my dad was a professor there. He had been there long enough that myself and my brother and sister, we were grandfathered into the old rules that were there when he had gotten there, and so we were tuition free. We could go up to 5 years, and so like
Wow.
my father was like, if you get into a school I deem significantly better than SMU, I'll pay for it. Otherwise, you're going to
You're going to SMU.
you're paying for it, right? But
Yeah.
but I did. I had this thought: if I go elsewhere, I may not love the football team at SMU as much as I do now. And when SMU is back, it's going to mean so much more to me to have stayed through this journey, no matter the hardship, than